Hello, welcome to the weekly highlights program on Azərbaycan Television with the major developments of the week. I am your host, İlham Məmmədov. Now first, let's take a brief look at some of the top stories of this week. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham received in a video format Vahid Ajiyev due to his appointment as special representative of the president in Zəngilan district, which is included in East Zəngezur economic region. President İlham received in a video format Director General of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, Gu Dongyu. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham received Ambassador of the Ministry for Europe and Foreign Affairs of the French Republic for the Eastern Partnership, Brice Roquefel.
Brice Roquefel said that France, as the chair of the European Union, fully supports the peace agenda in the South Caucasus, as well as the European Union's initiative in various areas of relations with Azerbaijan. During the conversations, they hailed the successful development of Azerbaijan-European Union relations and recalled the Azerbaijani president's participation in the Eastern Partnership Summit of the European Union in Brussels last December. The sides discussed issues related to the post-conflict period, normalization of relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia, conduct of negotiations on the preparation of a peace agreement, and delimitation of borders. Stressing that the Armenian side accepted the 5 principles put forward by Azerbaijan, the head of state noted that the Azerbaijani delegation was ready to start negotiations on a peace agreement. During the conversations, it touched on Azerbaijan-France relations. President İlham Aliyev pointed out his meeting with French President Emmanuel Macron in Brussels last December and this February in a video format. The head of state also recalled that he sent a congratulatory letter to Emmanuel Macron on his re-election as President of the French Republic.
President İlham Aliyev and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva attended the opening of a new residential complex for families of martyrs and war disabled in Sabunchi district of Baku.
Minister of Labour and Social Protection of the Population, Said Babayev, informed the President and the First Lady on the new residential complex. It was noted that the new residential complex, consisting of 12 9-story buildings and a total of 576 apartments, was constructed on an area of 2.76 hectares. The complex have a total of 36 one-room, 144 two-room, 363 room and 36 four-room apartments. A 100-seat kindergarten and an office building are available in the complex. In addition, conditions have been created for local residents and their children to have rest. The complex has been provided with all their necessary infrastructure. It is no coincidence that the families of martyrs and disabled veterans of the war were presented with 200 apartments and 50 cars on the occasion of Ramadan. Humanism, special attention to families in need of social care, and commitment to Islamic values are important components of the concept of governance of the President of Azerbaijan. The political will and consistent practical steps taken to address social issues give grounds to say that Azerbaijan has developed a socially oriented model of the state. Even reforms arising from changes in the global market, supply and demand, as well as new challenges, are compensated by the social measures. In other words, a system of comprehensive measures to strengthen the market economy serves the interests of the relatively vulnerable segments of the population. The policy has been particularly widespread in the post-war period. The social support package implemented on the instructions of President İlham Aliyev in the post-war period has covered 100,000 people and included a total of 166,000 services. Over the period, 103,000 social payments were made to a total of 93,000 people, including family members of martyrs and war veterans. The housing program has been expanded 5 times, as 3,000 apartments were handed out in 2021 and 3,500 in the post-war period. A total of 12,500 families of martyrs and disabled of the war have been provided with apartments and houses, while 7,400 disabled veterans of the war have been provided with cars. A total of 200 servicemen of the Patriotic War and 300 disabled veterans of the war have been provided with the latest generation prostheses. 1,400 disabled veterans of the war have been provided with 17,000 rehabilitation aids, 5,000 families with social and psychological services, 1,500 people with rehabilitation services, and 11,000 people have been involved in employment programs. Services have been provided to a total of 30,000 people. President İlham and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva viewed the conditions created at the kindergarten in the complex. Then the President and the First Lady visited the family of Marshal Rövşən Məmmədov, who was awarded medals for the liberation of Füzuli, for the motherland, and brave warrior for his personal courage and bravery in the patriotic war.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham and First Lady Mehriban Aliyeva attended the opening of a secondary school number 304 constructed at the initiative of the Heydər Əliyev Foundation in Sabunçu district of Baku.
First Vice President Mehriban Aliyeva had gotten acquainted with the conditions created after the reconstruction of school number 113 in Kurdakhani settlement in 2019, and at the request of residents, taking into account the number of students, had instructed to build a new school building. In 2020, the construction of a new educational institution began in the settlement. Now, school number 304 for 960 students is being used by Kurdakhani students. The head of our state and First Lady viewed the conditions created at the school building. Executive Director of the Heydər Əliyev Foundation, Assistant to the President Anar Alikperov, informed about the school. He said that the new educational institution has classrooms, craft, military and computer rooms, a laboratory, libraries, a canteen and a gym. The school is fully equipped with necessary furniture and equipment, visual aids. It should be noted that one of the successfully implemented projects of the Heydər Əliyev Foundation, led by the First Lady of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Aliyeva, is the program Renewing Azerbaijan, a new school. The main goal of the project, being implemented since 2005, is to help solve existing problems in the field of education, to create educational complexes that meet modern standards in the country, to eliminate problems that directly affect the level of education. School number 304 in Kurdakhani settlement was also built within the foundation's program. The total population of Kurdakhani settlement is 15,120 people. The increase in population makes it necessary to establish new jobs, medical, educational institutions, and other infrastructure projects. The new school building being built in the settlement can be considered a continuation of the work done on the socio-economic development of Baku, surrounding villages and settlements. In the last 4.5 years, 13 schools have been built, overhauled, and had additional buildings built in Sabunçu district. Secondary school number 304 in Kurdakhani settlement is the 14th. The overhaul, reconstruction and construction of a new educational institution in our country, providing them with new necessary teaching equipment, is aimed at raising a more literate and knowledgeable younger generation. The construction of a new school building and educational buildings not only eliminates overcrowding, but also creates conditions for students to receive better education.
On May 4th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham received in a video format Vahid Hacıyev due to his appointment as special representative of the President in Zəngilan district, which is included in East Zəngezur economic region.
Congratulating Vahid Hacıyev on his appointment and wishing him success, the head of state noted that this was big trust shown to him and he had to live up to this with his work, stressing that Zəngilan district, like other liberated districts, had suffered great destruction. All villages were razed to the ground. The head of state said that this once again shows the ugly face of Armenian vandalism to the whole world. The Azerbaijani people and the Azerbaijani army have saved our region from a great scourge, Armenian fascism. Talking about reconstruction and restoration of historic and religious sites, President İlham noted the overhaul of Zəngilan City Mosque with the financial support of the Heydər Əliyev Foundation. We will restore all the liberated lands, said the head of state, and added that Zəngilan is the first district in this respect where the former IDPs will return in the near future. The head of state touched upon the first pilot project being implemented in the village of Ağali of Zəngilan district, dealt on major infrastructure projects being implemented in Zəngilan district, including the transport infrastructure, construction of the highway from Horadiz to Zəngilan, employment issues, establishment of new enterprises, and economic prospects of liberated districts in various spheres. The head of state highlighted the necessity of restoring villages and cities in these territories on the basis of a master plan in order to create an exemplary living space. Speaking about tremendous damage to the ecology of our territories caused by Armenia during the years of occupation, President Ilham Aliyev mentioned the start of all the legal procedures in order to bring to justice those responsible for committed crimes in connection with the illegal exploitation of natural resources, spoke about the beginning of the restoration of the Basitçay Nature Reserve. The other tasks ahead, of course, are first and foremost the speedy return of former IDPs to the liberated lands, said the head of state, and brought up figures on measures being taken in this direction, particularly emphasizing the need of coordinated work of the special representative of the president in the Zegilan district with central executive bodies, ministries and departments to determine the economic and agricultural potential of the region, and once again congratulated the special representative on his appointment to this position and wished him success. Vahid Hacıyev expressed gratitude to President Ilham Aliyev for the confidence placed in him, assured that he will use all his experience and potential to do his best for the development of Karabakh under the leadership of the head of state and based on the principles outlined by him.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, received in a video format Director General of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, Ku Dongyu.
Good morning.
Good morning, Honorable President.
Welcome, Mr. Director General and members of delegation. I'm very glad to see you. I'm very glad that you are visiting us with your delegation. We are very satisfied with the level of partnership between FAO and Azerbaijan, and the agreement which was signed 7 years ago actually created a new format of our cooperation. And we hope that in the coming years we will continue this fruitful partnership, especially now in these difficult times when issues related to food security become more and more important for every country, including Azerbaijan, because despite our growth in export of agricultural products, we're still recipients of agricultural products. Therefore, our future plans and general regional development with respect to food security, I think, should be important to discuss to address the new challenges. Also, one of the issues which I also wanted to raise during our meeting is our plans with respect to the agricultural development in the liberated territories. As a result of the liberation of territories of Azerbaijan, we now are in the active phase of development of those lands with respect to infrastructure, including agricultural development, because the agricultural potential in the liberated areas are really very impressive. It's a very diverse nature, climatic zones, and opportunity to increase significantly our production, and for domestic consumption and for export. We are now in the phase of planning of agricultural development in the liberated territories, and therefore your valuable recommendations will be highly appreciated. In general, agricultural development in Azerbaijan is one of the priorities for our government, because first, it's food security, which is important now for every country, maybe more than several years ago. And second, for us, it's important part of our non-energy related export, which is growing, and 3 months of this year, growth in non-energy export in Azerbaijan was 45%. And of course, it's important for employment, because almost half of our population live in rural areas. Therefore, agriculture for these people is a main source of their income. Probably you know about our reforms, about the subsidies, about the support the government provides to farmers. Farmers are free from any taxes, including land tax, and also soft, low-interest loans, which we provide for farmers. All this creates opportunities for rapid development of agriculture, but of course, We need to plan everything properly, especially now after liberation of territories, and to apply modern technologies. So there'll be a lot of things to discuss, and I'm really very glad that we have this opportunity to talk and to see what else we can do jointly. So welcome once again, and wish you a pleasant stay in Azerbaijan.
Thank you, Honorable President. And also, I'm so delighted to come to your diversified, beautiful, well located in the world. It's unique countries. I'm so delighted to visit your country, not only because of your unique location and the big potential of agro-food systems and the rural development, and your strong leadership. Agro-e-commerce or digital agriculture and food, and digital rural development is something special. I would like to promote and share with the rest of the world and members, especially who are sizable, similar to your country, Azerbaijan.
Emphasizing the importance of the international conference Vision for the Future Transition to Digital Agriculture held in Baku, Gudongyu said he was pleased to participate in it. I think this is a good opportunity for us to learn from you and your colleagues, the Director General of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization said.
That was all for the week. Thank you for watching us and see you next Sunday.